With JJK Modulo Chapter 20 spoilers coming out in just less than 12 hours, we have Yuji vs Mahoraga and Dabura incoming. Yes, Yuji, just like I've been saying, is finally here and he will resolve this conflict. But what will Yuji do? How will Yuji's fight with Dabura and Mahoraga go? And how is he going to save all of Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo? Let us begin right now, right here. Be sure to leave a like on the video, it helps out so much. Thank you very much. And of course, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for a ton of consistent and quality JJK Modulo content just like this. If you love JJK Modulo, I promise you're not gonna regret subscribing. I got a ton of JJK Modulo content on the channel, but without further ado, let's just begin. So I'm not gonna repeat too much of my older stuff that I've talked about, such as, in case this is your first time watching, I do believe Yuji is gonna show up, and I've been saying this for many weeks because Yuji narratively is the only person who can resolve the conflict. Not just from a power scaling point of view, but narratively, because of his biology as a death painting, he probably is closer to the Kalyans than even a cursed spirit, so he could be the one to broker the peace between humans and Sumerians, since both of them would listen to him in this context. That is the only way we see peace. Even if Dabura or Mahoraga is defeated, coexistence still wouldn't happen because the Sumerians are always going to worship the spirits. But I've already made a ton of videos on that. What I want to talk about specifically in this video is more so a power scaling time. Yuji is going to step into this fight and he is going to be the one to take on Dabura and Mahoraga. Now you may be pretty confused saying, well, which is it? Is he going to take them both on? Is he going to take one of them on? I want to talk about all three possibilities. Either A, he takes on Mahoraga only, B, he takes on Dabura only, or C, he takes them both on. Because I think all three are possible. One is more likely than the other two, but I will get into that. So first, I will talk about the most likely option. Yuji will actually be the one to take on Dabura. Now, this might be strange. You're saying, why is this the most likely option? Well, in terms of what's realistic, Mahoraga should be beating Dabura since he's adapted completely. But I actually think from a narrative and storytelling point of view, I think Dabura is actually portrayed as the hero in terms of the fight with Mahoraga. Just clearly with the way it's all shown, how Mahoraga has the upper hand and even Dabura has that heroic flashback and power up, thinking about his friends. In this fight right now, it actually seems more like Dabura is the main character and Mahoraga is the evil antagonist that needs to be defeated. Now I just say that because of the way that it's drawn, it just seems like narratively and from a storytelling wise, Dabura is actually the one who's going to win, even though logically right now the one who's got the higher chance of winning is Mahoraga, which makes more sense, right? Mahoraga has adapted to brute force, completely adapted to his technique. I just think Dabura is going to pull out something utterly insane and he is going to kill Mahoraga somehow in a way that even I probably can't predict, right? I mean it more so from a narrative point of view. Dabura likely is going to win since he is the hero of this fight. Now, if Dabura wins, well, Yuji is going to need to take on Dabura. Now, it's probably a question of how is Yuji going to take on someone who can move at light speed, you know, sub-light speed, and he kicks at light speed. I even think Dabura could beat Sukuna right now, as crazy as that sounds. How is he going to beat him? Well, the only way I see it happening is either A, he just quickly restrains him somehow with his blood manipulation, because blood manipulation is the best technique for restraining people. It would have to basically stop him from moving at light speed to begin with. So while he's staying still, maybe stop him in that way, or maybe Yuji is just going to counter somehow. Probably the best way to counter somebody who is as destructive as Dabura is to just tank the attacks. Maybe Yuji is going to use flowing red stale's stack on such a high level on himself that it's going to make him durable enough to tank attacks as strong as others. Hollow purple. I mean, it sounds crazy, but you're not outspeeding this guy and you're not reacting to Dabura's attacks. I mean, no matter how fast you think Sukuna and Gojo are, they are genuinely, like, as so slow compared to Dabura. Time itself may as well be stopped for Dabura. That is how fast he moves at light speed. That is the problem with that. Like, unless Yuji is hundreds of thousands of times faster than Sukuna and Gojo, which I doubt, I don't see how Yuji's going to react to light speed. It could always be possible that Yuji may have a technique specifically for sensing or detecting Dabura's movement, and he may be able to interpret the attacks that way and have a way around it. I think Yuji's going to need some way to beat Dabura in that sense. Now, what about the second option? What if Yuji just takes on Mahoraga? Now, this more so fits with Yuji being the savior of the Sumerians, because it would be a very good faith move with Yuji saving Dabura from Mahoraga, so the Sumerians, and especially Dabura, would see Yuji in a far better light and they would be far more trusting of him because he just saved his life. And this would also be good for the ritual, because we know that if an outsider is the one who kills Mahoraga and not Dabura, the ritual would be nullified. And if the ritual is nullified, that means Yuka gets to survive. Maybe Yuji pulls some reverse curse technique, blood manipulation god sort of style on Yuka, because he does have Cleanest Mantle on a godlike level, probably better than Ryoma and Sukuna, and he has blood manipulation as he's seen on a Honored 1 level as well. So Yuji very likely could cure the cancer, because cancer is just blood. At the end of the day, it is blood and cell related. So maybe Yuji's blood manipulation is so good he can actually affect cells itself. It's crazy how it sounds, but maybe he could do that, or he could use Cleave and Dismantle, specifically cutting and destroying the cancerous cells, saving Yuka in that way as well. So this could just end up being the best route because A, Dabura and the Sumerians are grateful, B, Yuka gets to survive, and C, Yuji gets to take on the Gojo-esque role that Gojo always had before. So Yuji coming in from that point of view would be great. And also if Yuji is the one who just comes in, one-shots Mahoraga, and it's just Yuji versus Mahoraga, that would also be cool because, dude, just imagine how crazy it would be. Yuji comes in and he one-shots Mahoraga. Like, this guy who's a beast, who's an absolute monster, who's fought all of the Honored One level characters, Yuji coming in and one-shotting him with either Cleave and Dismantle or Blood Manipulation would just be genuinely historically great. Or even Yuji could just be reminiscent of Sukuna and use his furnace to defeat Mahoraga. That could be incredible as well. And of course we have the final option, and I think the coolest option. I think this is the least likely, I really think so, but this would be by far the coolest option if it happens. But it is if Yuji takes on both Dabura and Mahoraga at the same time. Now if Yuji begins to intervene in the fight, it could be possible that Dabura's fight isn't finished yet, so Yuji may interfere at a time when the fight is still ongoing, and Yuji might just say, you know, it's time we resolve this fight, and both Dabura and Mahoraga might jump Yuji and he might take them both on at the same time. Now this would be the toughest because Yuji's power scaling in terms of this, like, he would have to be way stronger than Sukuna and Gojo to do something like this. Like, this would be genuinely absolutely incredible for him to do. I mean, even Gojo wasn't able to take on Sukuna and Mahoraga at the same time. Gojo eventually did destroy Mahoraga, but he died to Sukuna. So if Yuji is able to take on a Sukuna Gojo type character as in Dabura and Mahoraga at the same time, well, that would just put him above Gojo as a fact. And I think that would also put him above Sukuna too. I mean, imagine if Sukuna had to fight Gojo and Mahoraga at the same time. You know, I don't know if Sukuna's winning that one, honestly. It's just such a deadly matchup going against an Honored One level character and Mahoraga at the same time. So Yuji coming in, I just think it would look amazing. I think Gege would draw the fight very well. I wonder how Yuji's blood manipulation would actually handle this fight. It might be a great showcase of Yuji's abilities. For example, he may use techniques that we've never seen with the blood manipulation. We may see him use Cleave and Dismantle in ways Sukuna didn't even get to use it. We may see the reversal of Sukuna's own, or I guess I should say Yuji's now shrine. He may be using the fire in a different way, the furnace. He may apply it to his own fists. He may even combine his techniques, and we definitely would see a domain expansion. Imagine Mahoraga and Dabura, they're just fighting, and then out of nowhere behind them, they just hear domain expansion from Yuji. I mean, that is just going to be an insane bloodbath. And one thing that's going to be awesome about Yuji is what type of a domain is he going to? Is his sure hit going to be Cleave and Dismantle? Is it going to be the furnace? Because that is something Sukuna could do, he just never did. Or is it even going to be a blood manipulation domain expansion? Now, I personally prefer seeing the domain expansion of it being the blood manipulation because we've seen Shrine be used so much already as a domain. I mean, we saw Yuji do it before and we saw Sukuna do it at the peak of what it can be. So it would be cool if we got to see the final 3 big clans domain that we never saw. We saw the 10 Shadows Chimera Shadow Garden. Granted, we never got to see its complete form, which is a big shame, honestly, but we still got to see it at least. Then we got to see Gojo's Infinity Void, and the final one that we just have never seen is the blood manipulation of the Kamo clan, their domain expansion. That would be the final one, and I really like how Yuji is going to be the one to show us why blood manipulation is part of the 3 big clans. He will show us blood manipulation on an Honored One level, so just him coming in and using it at such a high level would probably be the best thing, honestly, to take them both out. I mean, just imagine how raw and great that would be for Yuji's character. And of course, I am the greatest Yuji glazer in existence. I've been glazing this guy since chapter 1 of JJK Modulo until this point, so best believe I'm glazing him, riding him all the way until the end. Like, this guy is the GOAT, and he is gonna cook, I swear to God. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Be sure to leave a like on the video, it does help out very much, and of course, subscribe for a ton of consistent and quality Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo content just like this. If you love JJK Modulo, I assure you, you're not gonna get subscribed. But hey, that's all from me, guys. Have a great day, and take care.